So hello, I think we can start. Maybe I think that our colleagues can join in the meantime. So welcome to the training and demo on GCC transaction registry. So my name is Amit Husu. I am Senior Director at Global Carbon Council, and I will be moderating this session today. So this webinar is part of the series, of webinars that we held earlier since earlier this year. And this is the eighth in the series. We had a number of webinars on GCC projects portal, regulatory documents, and so on and so forth. And we had also had the open house question Q&A on these. And today we are giving a demo and training of the GCC transaction registry. As you know, as a part of GCC 2.0 framework, we had launched regulatory documents. We had also launched the GCC portal earlier in March this year. And now today, today we're going to give the training on the transaction registry, which is part of that. And then on 12th, we're going to have the launch. So just a few days before this, we informed you also through the communication earlier on 2nd of July with regard to this transaction registry. Okay, so I think let me quickly, first of all, also let you know, I think we are close to 74 participants as of now. We're expecting more in some time. So the objective of this is to build the capacity of stakeholders, project developers, buyers, account holders, for them to easily navigate through GCC 2.0 process. But right now, the focus is on the GCC transaction registry, which we are going to launch on 12th of July. So this session is going to provide you updates with regard to GCC 2.0 projects portal, focusing on the issuance part of it because it has linked to the transaction registry. And then the transaction registry, you're also going to understand how to navigate through this registry, and how to, manage your accounts, what will happen to those accounts that are already in the previous registry, how that will be migrated, and key processes like transfers, retirement, cancellation, and so on and so forth. And also we're also going to have a demo of this registry today. Obviously, there'll be a Q&A session towards the end. So with this, let me first, set the ground rules. As you know, you have an opportunity to ask questions by raising your electronic hands or putting down your question in the chat box. My team here is going to respond to the questions as they come, and then we'll also take up that towards the end of this webinar. I may also request you to keep your microphones muted till the Q&A session starts, and then also I want to let you know that the presentation, the videos would be made available to you. I will be putting it on our YouTube channel as we do all the time. But then the presentations also links can be provided to you towards the end of this session today. Anam, are we ready for a group photograph in some time? Let me go through the agenda first, and then in the meantime, it'll give you opportunity to get ready for this, right?
Right, so we should go for the agenda first, and meanwhile, we can click the
Sure.
pictures.
Yeah. So let me share my screen first. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Can you any of you confirm? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So good. So let me quickly show you the agenda. So for the agenda today, we'll be having first a background presentation that will be done by me, and then I will invite my colleague Shibindu Biswas, who is Director at Climate Action Regulations, to provide you an overview of 2.0 projects portal, particularly focusing on the issuance part of it. And then my colleague Shalini Singhi, who is Senior Manager of the registry, will give you an update on the enhanced GCC transaction registry. So this enhanced transaction registry, as you know, is owned by GCC, but the service of this will be provided by S&P Global, as has been done since last many years. And then finally, I would like to invite Ms. Rashi Dungale, is a senior team leader at S&P Global, and she will provide you a demo of the GCC transaction registry. And towards the end, as I said, we'll have the Q&A session. So with this, let me ask Anam if we are ready with the group photograph.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm sharing now. So maybe may I request all of you to kindly open your cameras, please. Please open your cameras. Close to 97 participants here now. Let me know, Anna, when you are ready with this.
Yeah, sir. So can I request you to not share your screen so that the full gallery is visible?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so we can proceed.
Okay, thank you, Anam. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
So, okay, so let me share my presentation again. Okay. Okay, so so as you know that we have launched the GCC 2.0 framework, and this framework offers a single window opportunity for carbon market players to contribute to climate change, while ensuring integrity, independence, objectivity, and transparency. And this new GCC 2.0 standard on your screen, as you can see, includes the regulatory documents, includes the provisions on Article 6.2 requirements, and also includes requirements on CORSIA, ICROVA, and then which means then the projects which include CCS, NBS, and other all kinds of projects can be submitted to the GCC program. And the outcome would be either ACCs would be issued or ARECs, additional renewable energy certificates. This is something which we have recently introduced towards the start of this year. And as a part of this standard, there is a workflow which is provided by GCC Projects Portal, the new one which was launched in March earlier this year, and the S&P registry has been was being used since the beginning. Today we're talking about having an alternate, upgraded, enhanced registry instead of the previous or current registry, whatever is being used as of today. Okay, and then there would be new initiative also. We're also going to apply for CORSIA Phase 2 and renew our ICROA accreditation. The process is already on this. And then we also have launched World Bank's Energy Access standard together with the World Bank, as was announced in Spain earlier this year. There was also the publication on the social media on this. So as a part of this, we will include the regulatory framework, entire regulatory framework on the World Bank energy access requirements, which would be kind of a integrated, fully a regulatory system for for about 22 countries in Africa as a part of World Bank Group activities. And then also we this year would also include the POAs as a new initiative towards the quarter three, quarter four of this year. And then, of course, we have some exchanges already onboarded, and we are also having the National Registry program, which would be launched somewhere closer to, I would say, quarter three of this year as well. We are continuously engaging with stakeholders and that drive the new emerging interfaces, on this. And you would have seen last last week there was a press release by S&P Global that they are tying up with JP Morgan for merging together their registry together with the financial platform that would be utilized for initial seed funding, but also result-based finance and also tokenization and so on and so forth, so as to provide a seamless experience for the carbon market players. Okay, so this view reflects our digitization framework. As you can see, step 1 to 7, beginning with registration workflow that's operated through the new projects portal, including the pre-issuance workflow, and then the transaction registry, which we're talking about today, linked with exchanges, national registry, carbon action data trust, we call that CADT, and then finally CARP platform of UNFCCC called as Central Accounting and Recording Platform. So there's also other elements to it, on verified performance management, feedback system, public interface, verified approval, and so on and so forth, but also digital MRV and digital methodology. So as I said, S&P Global and is providing the transaction registry services for the GCC as a part of this. So we'll be talking about more about this today, particularly step 2 and 4. My colleague Shabindu is going to talk about step 2, and Shalini will take you through the transaction registry, and then our colleague from S&P Global, Rashi, will take you through the demo of this transaction registry. So this is how our old projects portal was, and you all are familiar with this because you have been using it for submitting your request for registration or projects on this. And then we launched in March, the new projects portal on which you are making the submissions, and the transactions are happening from old portal to the new portal continuously. And then we had S&P Global Registry. Whenever you have to have transactions or submit requests for issuances or monitoring reports, and then get also your issuance done, transactions done in terms of retirements or cancellation, you used to use the last portal towards the right hand side top corner. And these are the public views of all of these platforms, 3 platforms together. So now, as you know, we're stopping old projects portal and also GCC registry, which is an old registry. We call that also as NER. So from January 2026, the old projects portal will be discontinued, and this was already announced earlier this year. So there was a transition period of 1 year was provided to all the stakeholders for them to easily manage this whole process. And March this year we had the new projects portal, so there was definitely enough time has been provided so as to navigate this. And from 31st of August 2025, the old portal will be stopped till the time there is a transition phase going on, and we had already informed you earlier, many months before, I think around March, on this transition scheme. Okay, from as I said, on 12th of July, we'll launch you the new portal. You can see the screen on your, you can see how it feels and the look and feel of the new S&P Global Enhanced Registry in the center. And then we are already connected to Carbon Action Data Trust. So in the transition period, there will be the different all the platforms, the new ones and the old ones. Also, as I showed in the previous slides, they will be both of them would be available for you. But our next year old projects portal will be discontinued, and from 12th of July, you have this new transaction registry, but towards 31st of August, the old MER platform or old registry would also be discontinued. So we're going to explain you how we are doing the migration and what's going to happen to your projects, how your credits are going to move, how your accounts are going to move. All this would be covered in today's session. Okay, so now let me quickly, for the projects portal, we have launched, a lot of manuals that can guide you, take through this whole process. On the projects portal, there are about 8 modules on this. They are publicly available, and you can refer to them. Okay, so number of resources are available, but I will just touch upon The ones that are the latest ones in red text, others are already being informed to you in previous presentations. So GCC transaction registry launch date, as I said, will be on 12th of July. We have many regulatory documents, including the fee schedule, already on our website. The transition plan is also provided for the projects portal and manuals, as I talked about. The links to the new projects portal, you're already aware. We have already made it publicly available on our website, and you can easily navigate through this whole process. For GCC transaction registry that I'm talking to you, so we have the new link also. It will be activated on 12th of July onwards. And then in order to help you navigate through this transaction registry, we have manuals so with screenshots of different interfaces on the transaction registry that will help you to navigate through this process. But also when you log in into the system, you'll be told to sign the terms and conditions. It's a very detailed legal document that you all have to read and understand before you log in and sign upon this. FAQs are already available. We have also YouTube channel. The link is provided. You can also find the recordings of previous webinars as well as this webinar in this one. For the help desk support, we have our operating operations at the globalcarbon.council.com. If you want to get in touch with, you can use the subject line as you can see on the screens for queries or related to projects portal. There's a different subject line, and for the registry, which is the transaction registry, you can use this subject line so that we can distribute the messages for the two platforms. Okay, now with this, I would like to invite Shubindu Biswas to take us through the overview about the GCC portal, focusing on the issuance part of it. Shubindu, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Amit. I'll share my screen and just let me know when you see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Okay, 1 minute. Not yet, I think. Yeah, we can see.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, right. Thank you. So I will basically focus on, our project portal has two parts of it. One part of it is related to the registration process. The second part of it is with respect to the issuance process. Now, because today we are dealing more with the registry, with the issuance part of it, so I'll more focus on the issuance part of it. So basically, as previously already told, just a little recap on how our whole project portal is all about. A project portal is basically a modular, built in a modular fashion. There are a lot of elements in it. It has a registration module, it has an issuance module. That is what we are going to talk of today. There's a PRC module, the post-registration change module. There's a module that deals with renewal of rating period. There's a model that deals with the methodologies. There's a model that deals with experts on the verifier management, system. So all these modules come together to form the new project portal. What the project portal does is basically it takes you through the whole registration workflow. That is, it allows you to move your project forward and get your project registered. I want to go to the blocks, but this is all that is rendered on the project portal. Once your project is registered, then you move to the issuance block. That is, you start with the issuance process of registry, implementing the project, submitting a PMR, uploading your documents, getting the check done, doing a verification, sending us a request for issuance. We then doing a due diligence on your request. And ultimately, we come out with something which will then flow to the transaction registry. That is what we are talking of today. So there is a point wherein the role of the project portal ends and the transaction registry takes over from that point on. So what are all those that is dealt in the project portal under the issuance work function? It deals with your request for issuances. That is, it starts with a PMR and with an RFI. It deals with post-registration changes, any kind of changes that you would like to effect after your project is registered, whether it's a methodology, whether it's the standard, whether there are design changes, whether there's change in start date, all is dealt with on the post-registration change. There is a module there's a way of dealing with change in creating period. So if you want to change your creating period, by the way of change from 1.0 to 2.0 in between. It deals with special functions like you would like to change your letter of authorization. There's a new focal point, there's a new entity, there's a new legal owner that comes in, or you want to change transition from 1.0 to 2.0. That's dealt with in the issuance part of it. There is a role of host country authorization. So if you are wanting to, enter into new markets like 6.2 market or Corsia, you need a host country letter of authorization. So the new portal of ours deals with how to handle host country letter of authorizations. And obviously there's a it deals with corresponding adjustments as per the host country letter of authorization. So all this is a part of the issuance workflow, which is rendered on the portal. So a very little, I won't take you through the portal, but some snapshots. So what are we talking of? We are talking of PMS submissions. And because this session is not about the portal, it's more about the registry, I'll just give you some snapshots. So you can add PMRs on the new GCC portal. You select the PMR period, you select the verifier, move it forward. Once you have all the documentation, you submit your documentation on the PMRs. There are specific fields which are there on the portal, which some of them are marked as mandatory with an asterisk. So, these are mandatory fields, documents that you need to see, for example, monitoring report cover page, monitoring report main pages, calculation sheets, your environmental no harm assessment, social no harm assessments, SDG impact assessments are to be filed herein. And you can also select from a hoard of document tags and upload as many documents as you want as a part of the PMR submission. Once a PMR is submitted to us, verifier comes in, they do a due diligence of your submission, they go walk through the whole claim of yours or documents that you have submitted, and they say approve of your PMS submission. Once done, then it comes to GCC for doing a documentation and consistency check. We use a soft version of checklist on the portal, nothing in over the mails or in hard copy. So we have our own, checklist points that we drive through, see that everything is submitted. All documents are there for, for the global stakeholders to be able to comment on them or to make them public and all. And once we confirm that it's okay, then it goes for a global stakeholder consultation for the first PMR period. Subsequent PMR, we don't do on for GSC. Once that is done, you have selected a verifier. The verifier does your verification process, and if they come out with a positive opinion, then they request an issuance. Each request for issuance is also a soft version. So they enter every detail of what all versions of the final PMR claims made, emission reductions, calculation sheets are used to come with the opinion of issuing of credits. They also provide all the site evidences. They submit all the documentation as a part of the request for issuance. They have to provide mandatorily images of site that they've gone to do the issuance check. They have to also provide a short video at the site. So all these are done on the project portal interface. So once the verifier has done his bit, then it comes to GCC. We do our due diligence. As a part of the due diligence process, we do a detailed assessment. Detailed assessment is also a checklist-driven approach. So we have quite elaborate checklist on each of the points, and we mark whether it's okay, whether it's not okay. Do we have an observations? If we have an observations, that gets collated as a clarification note, and it goes to the verifier for their response. The number of iterations which we have under GCC 2.0 in there are 3 iterations in which it has to be completed, and all these points have to be taken care of. If everything is okay, we conclude that issuance can happen. Then we generate something called a summary note. Summary note is an internal document, but just for your clarity. So we basically very clearly indicate herein what was there in the initial report, what was there in the issuance request that has come, and what is it that we are recommending to the steering committee. So it is with respect to credits, it is with respect to labels, it is with respect to market claims. It is also with respect to, are we asking them to be issued automatically, or are we saying that there are issues, so it should be issued less than what they're claiming for? So this is the summary note that we present to the steering committee. One important aspect of the summary note is this part of it, that it basically also has 3 specific set of information that goes to the steering committee. One, on the top, is with respect to the total claims under this PMR period, on how much is the gross credits that has been claimed, how much are the different heads under which deductions happen. There are some projects which might want to go for the 80 plus label under CCP label, so which is a recreation fund, so there will be a deduction for that. There's a separate deduction which is allowed for OMG. There are deductions against countries share of proceeds account. There can be deductions under corresponding adjustment as per the option 2 for code share or option 1 and 2 for Article 6.2. There also can be permanence related buffer reductions which can happen in the project. So all the deductions are clearly given therein. So at the end of all the deductions, how much is the net claim that is made in the project is also in the first part of it. In the second part of it, now we can split credits between three entities, three focal point tools. So then now we say who gets how much. For example, herein there is only one focal point A who has 100% of the shares of all the credits. So vintage wise, if your PMR period is across multiple vintages, how much of credit is issued for which vintages, how much is the gross, how much are the deductions, how much is the net claimable, and so what are we recommending that it be issued across vintages for this entity. So if there are three entities, then there will be three such blocks that come in this the summary note, wherein it says who gets what and how much is the gross, how much is the net, and all. Finally, the last part of it is accrual till date. That is, if the project has been deducting buffer reductions across creating periods, across the monitoring periods. So this gives us a snapshot of how much has got deducted under which head from this project, apart from the one that is going on the top. So this is not including the present monitoring period. So how much have we deducted till date against adaptation fund? How much have we deducted on OMG? How much under share proceeds? So this gives you a bulk view of how much of total deductions have happened from this project on the past issuances that has happened. So this is a transparent way of telling to the steering committee what has happened with respect to the project and what are we requesting. Once the information goes, the steering committee goes through all the documents, then they can give their opinion within a different finite timeline, whether they agree to issue credits or they agree to issue credits with a changed amount or labels, or they object and say, no, this can't be issued. So whenever they raise their objections to the project, they say, what is the objection? They give us a reference point as to what is the basis on objecting. They can also seek clarification to us. They can also ask for improvement points. All the improvement points that they opine on is also sent to a separate body who takes care, collates all these improvement points, and we take it to the regulatory committee for further changes in a standard. So what comes out at the end of the pipeline in the issuance process, in the whole block that happens? What happens is a list of focal point tools who gets the credits. The amount of credits which would have to be issued vintage wise to each of these focal points after the steering committee agrees to it. What are the labels which are going to be extended to these credits which are going to get issued under these focal points? What are the different deductions that has to be done? Under which head, how much of deductions would happen for the credits? What are the split? For example, as we said in the other one, that there was one entity who has 100% of the share of the credits. So if it's a split of credits, 30, 30, 40, then who gets how much is a split of credits for this project? And finally, a consolidated number of all the amount of buffer deductions that has happened till date on the project activity. This is the outcome of the whole process of your requesting an issuance, we doing a due diligence, and finally saying, okay, we agree to issue, and these are the details. Who gets how much, what labels is given, what deductions would happen, what is the split, and what is the consolidated number. This information goes to the transaction registry. So ultimately, the actual issuance happens on the registry. Shalini will take you through on that part of it. This is where the role of the portal ends. So as Amit said, we have finite timelines that you need to stick to as a part of the transition process. So moving now, we are already moved and we are in the process of moving from a 1.0 project portal to a 2.0 project portal. Now we are moving from a initial version of IHS Market Registry to S&P new enhanced registry. What are the timelines that we're talking about? So this should give you an idea of what we're talking about. So your issuance process starts with a PMR submission, right? So the question is, did you submit this PMR before 1st of March 2025? If you have submitted PMR before 1st of March, you could continue doing the verification and submit the request for the issuance of those PMRs. If you had not submitted before 1st March, there is no more PMRs that were accommodated on the previous registry. You'd have to come to 2.0 portal to submit new PMRs. So that is already in effect. So this part is already done. It is in effect now. What we are saying now is, if you had already submitted PMRs, are your request for issuances submitted before 3rd of July 2025? Because we know there's a based on our experience and what has been happening, we know there's an amount of time that we need to give for an issuance to actually materialize. If you have submitted a request for issuance before 3rd of July, we might have sent back comments, you are addressing them, or we're doing the initial assessment, we will send comments. All that has to be concluded by 31st of August. So all actual issuance has to happen before 31st of August. Post 31st of August, they will go to the 2.0 portal. How we are going to handle that, we will have a separate session on that. So as of date, if you have submitted RFIs, it's in the process, or you have submitted RFI, which is very fresh, we haven't still come back to you. All this question, answer, closing out issues has to happen by 31st of August. If you have not submitted any request for issuance, but you have submitted our PMRs before that, you would have to now come to the 2.0 portal, and it will start with the resubmission of the PMR in the new format of 2.0, but you would not need to do any re-GSC in the first PMR period because you've already done it, as a part of the registration process, and you're already gone through the old one. So that we will do on our backend on a case-to-case basis. So you'd have to come to 2.0 to publish your new PMR, go through the acceptance, then submit the RFI on the old portal and move on. So that's what is the workflow on the timeline. What I wanted to bring to your notice is there's a little difference between what you have been doing in the past and what you're going to do now. That is, in the past, your PMR submission, your request for issuance on the old HS market portal was done by focal point 2. But the moment you come to GCC 2.0 portal, all that is done on 2.0 portal is by focal point 1. So now the PMR submission, the request for issuance submission, and everything would be done by the verifier and the focal point 1. Focal point 2 would be restricted to the transaction registry only. And so they would do everything related to transfers, retirements, cancellations of credits on the transaction registry. So there's a difference. The same entity would not continue doing it under the GCC portal. It's focal point 1 who will take over from this point on PMR submissions and RFI submissions. So this is all that I wanted to say in this today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubhendu, for providing an overview about the issuance process. Now let me invite Shalini Singhi, who will give us an update about the enhanced registry. Just one thing I just want to summarize. The new projects portal is for submitting your registrations, submitting your request for issuance, monitoring report. The verifiers have to play a part. The project owners, focal point 1, have to play a part. At that point in time, once the credits are issued by steering committee, or the decision has been made, then those credits will be serialized in the new transaction registry, and then the focal point 2 has a role there. Verifiers do not have any role in the transaction registry because they are not involved in the transaction process. Right. Shalini, over to you, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Shubhendu. So now that we've, can you guys see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah. So picking up from where Amit and Shubhendu left off, I'm here to introduce to you the new GCC transaction registry. It's an overall facelift, upgraded platform, still serviced by S&P Global. But then I will talk about I'll introduce you to the new registry, talk about what's new, what to expect, what are the key dates, and what are the key features of this registry. So this is the same diagram. On number 3, the step number 3 sets the new transaction registry. And now let's have a look at what the new transaction registry would do and what are its key features. So this one is a branded white label solution exclusive to GCC stakeholders. We've tried to make the life of GCC account holders, buyers, focal point 2s easy when doing transactions on this new transaction registry. This transaction registry will, of course, be seamlessly connected to the new GCC Projects Portal 2.0. So once you've done an action on the Projects Portal 2.0 and the issuance has been approved by the steering committee, things will automatically flow into this new platform. This is a dedicated platform for transfers, retirement, and cancellations. It will take care of all your needs around transactions. We've also tried to ensure that there is a seamless and easier KYC experience. So you no longer do like a back and forth with SNP or their operations team when submitting the KYC documents. And the details of this we'll cover on the demo and also in the later part of this presentation, where there is a dedicated platform or let's say a form or URL where you go in and upload all that is required as per your account type into that platform so that your KYCs can happen seamlessly. There are faster KYC turnaround times. We've tried to put strict SLAs in place so that account applications can be onboarded way ahead of time. You will also, for yourself, feel the user friendliness that have gone into the making of this platform. It's very seamless and easy to use. All the transactions will happen real time, and there is a reduced time lag from what we've experienced on the current MER portal. There is enhanced securities with which the SNP team will talk about in the demo, but then improved compliances, and there is a lot of compliances have been put into place to ensure that all your credits and anything that is parked into this transaction registry can be transparently tracked and ensure that they are in safe hands. We've also introduced the cancellation functionality. So the previous registry was restricted only until the point in time in retirement. But here you will see that cancellation feature has also been introduced. There is improved buffer management, and we've brought about a series of deduction and buffer accounts, and credits will come and sit in these buffer accounts as soon as serialization and issuances happen. And all communications will happen directly with the GCC operations team. So we've also reduced the chain and the lineage in communication. So anything, any issue, any problem, you communicate directly to the GCC operation team, and the URL and the link, the email domain to communicate to the team has also been put into this presentation. So let's talk about what we've done in terms of putting into dedicated accounts for efficient management of deductions to emission reductions. So we've introduced the nature-based removal buffer account. We've introduced the technology-based removal buffer account. We've introduced the country share of proceeds account, adaptation account, benefit sharing account, corresponding adjustment reserve account, OMG account, and account to reflect excess issuances that may have had happened in the previous monitoring reports. As Shubhendu has already mentioned that there are 3 focal points have been introduced, and as per the LOA, project owner, focal point 2s can select up to 3 custodians for a particular project when the issuance happens in a particular monitoring period. So how this will work is the system will take cue from the letter of authorization and the project portal. And as soon as serialization takes place, credits will flow from the GCC 2.0 and sit into the respective focal point ABC account as selected in the order, in the same order, entity A, B, and C. The credits will sit in the transaction registry account in the same order. So what happens when a focal point 2 logs in, and let's say there are 3 focal points, when they log into each of their account, they will see their share of custody of credits into their account at that point in time. What are the other key updates to this registry? This registry also have a very intuitive reporting functionality. So all the data point that gets captured into the registry can also be made available to be downloaded by the user of this registry in a very intuitive reporting system. So that we've no longer restricted, to a tailor-made report. You can decide the fields you want to see into your report and prepare your report accordingly. There is an exhaustive public view that meets the requirement of CORSIA and Article 6. The ICBCM requirements have also been considered while designing this registry, and this will be made live after ICBCM approval comes to GCC. There is a very smart activity log that can also be leveraged by the users of this platform. User creation is another very smart feature that has been introduced. So whosoever is the account manager can create and decide who the users he wants to log into this platform. So there are a maximum of 10 users that he can create himself on this registry without getting approvals from anybody else. So he can solely, once the account manager is set up by the GCC operations, he can go ahead and set up users under his account all by himself. One-stop assistance, like we've talked about, operations at globalcarbon.council.com will be your go-to email address to seek any assistance. There is updated notification and trigger emails that you will get at each step while using this registry. A user guideline and a FAQ document will be made available for your assistance, and also look out for the GCC terms and conditions that will be rolled out before the go live. Now, let's talk about the operating process of this new registry. So as we've understood, the registration, the post-registration changes, the pre-issuance workflow, the issuance workflow will be all carried out on our in-house new GCC projects portal. I think most of you are already currently using the new GCC projects portal. So how do you get to this registry? As soon as your project gets approved at the new GCC projects portal, the focal point tools, respective focal point tools will get a notification to open an account at the GCC transaction registry, and the link will be provided. Once you've opened an account and the steering committee has given approval in issuance of your credits on the new GCC projects portal, the credits will automatically get serialized and sit onto your focal point 2 account that you've opened on the transaction registry. From here, the focal point tools can carry out any transaction that they want, be it transfer, be it retirement, or be it cancellation. The buyers will solely need to have an account at the new transaction registry. So the buyer account will also need to be maintained at the new transaction registry. And this transaction registry is set to provide you better liquidity opportunities, better liquidity avenues by being directly linked to exchanges, CADT, and the meta registries of the world. This is a very bird's eye view of what the new account opening preview would look like. It's a 5-step process. I'll not want to take much of your time here because we will go through this on the demo. But an interesting thing to look at is the online KYC document upload. So anybody who aims to open an account at this registry, and based on the account type that you've chosen here on the step 1, you will be prompted to upload the KYC documents onto this portal itself, so that you don't have to manually, speak to any particular representative and send them the documentation over an email. You can upload documents onto this platform. It will give you a confirmation that your documents have been uploaded and the KYC process will follow. As soon as the KYC is completed, you will receive your URL and logins, and you can seamlessly then log into this platform. Here is an overview of what to expect once you log in. So you see your dashboard, you see the projects under your name, you see what credits are you holding. So this is an improved consolidated dashboard, which will serve as, a very empowered platform for you to see what you've done, what you have, and any trails that you want to understand about the credits that you are holding onto your account. So this one is about how you do like a internal transfer, or let's say how you transfer from one one focal point account to, let's say, a buyer account. This is again a 5-step quick process, which Rashi will show when she's doing the demo, how a buyer can log in and do a transfer acceptance. This is a retirement overview. We've introduced a lot of purposes around, retirement, and stakeholders can leverage and bring a lot of clarity around how they are retiring credits. Same goes for cancellation. And then we, like I was talking about in my previous slide, we also talk about intuitive reporting and activity log that can be managed at your fingertips. So what happens next, and what are the key considerations when using this platform? What to expect and how we will enable you. All the accounts that are sitting there in your current MER portal that you've been using day in and day out as a part of, doing the transactions will automatically migrate onto this new platform on 24th July. So you don't have to take any actions. Your accounts will automatically migrate onto this new platform. All the users will be provided guidance and steps onto how to access this platform a couple of days before the go live. So you'll be given the links, you'll be given the guide, the tools, and how to access this old platform. Any credits that you are currently holding onto your current registry will seamlessly move over to this new transaction registry with your account being as is. How are we dealing with migration? So migration is happening in 2 steps. All the projects that are currently there on this MER registry, or let's say the issuances. So any data related to projects and issuances and the documents, the corresponding documents for registration or issuances have already been migrated to the new projects portal. So post 12 July, any registration or issuances related information will, once you log into your projects portal, you will be able to see that. And all the data related to transactions, current holdings, retirements, migrate to the new transaction registry. So what do you do between the 12th and the 31st? Between the 12th and the 31st, all existing submissions. Let's say you have an existing submission at the MER registry. Let's say it's an existing RFI. Will continue on the current registry until the 31st of August, like Shubhendu's already mentioned. But let's say you get an approval and your credits get issued, and the credits are ready to be transacted, then those credits will move over to the new transaction registry. You can log into the new transaction registry and carry out the transactions there. You can complete the workflow related things until 31st August on the current registry, but the transactions will continue to happen on the new registry only. And for new submissions, for let's say where steering committee will approve issuance of ACCs on the new projects portal, that will, that's pretty much understood, that will be carried forward to the new transaction registry. So once you log into the new transaction registry post 12th of July, all transactions will happen there. So what do we need from you? We request you and recommend that you download any reports that you have on your current MER as a backup. Keep it ready, keep it handy. Although nothing changes, but it is a good practice and advice, or let's say a recommendation to download, reports around issuances, holding, cancellations on the current MER, and we in any which ways migrating all of this to the new platform. If you don't know the steps how to download a report, or let's say you need any assistance in doing in running an activity log, you can reach out to the S&P global team mentioned here. They'll guide you on how to download a report if you've not done this already. To ensure a smooth transition and avoid any data loss, we request you to not perform any transactions after 2 days before the migration. Let's not perform any transactions because all the transactions will now be performed on the new registry. The go live is scheduled on 12th of July, and you may also expect a communication around the registry downtime when the migration is happening so that all your data is carefully and carefully carried over to the new platform. So that's pretty much from me. I'll pass it on to Rashi to do a demo, and we'll be open to Q&As post the demo. Thank you so much.
Yes, Rashi, I think you have the floor. But in the meantime, you can share your screen accordingly.
Yep, sure. Yep. Hi, everyone. Please let me know once you all can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
All right. So like Shalini mentioned, so this is going to be your GCC transaction registry login page, which will allow GCC users to manage and transact all their GCC units. So this is the login page for the GCC transaction registry. So on the day of the go live, every user will receive a link to access the registry along with the instructions on how to log into their account. So I'll go with the sign in option. Since it's a demo platform, I will log in as a project developer admin. So you will put your username, then click next, and then the password of your account. Since you all will be using it for the first time, so you have to click on the forgot password, and then it will give you the instructions how to set your password and how to log into the account. All right. So I've logged into the registry. The first thing on the registry you will see is the dashboard. This is the lending page. So this dashboard provides a quick summary of your units, including like how many units are issued, how many units are active in your account, how many retired and cancelled. As well as it will show you if there is any pending transfer in your account with the requested date, the account name, transfer quantity, and the status. On the dashboard page itself, if you see on the right side, the question mark, it's a help button. From here, you can see the user guide and the FAQs as well as the GCC terms and conditions. So this user guide, once you click on that on the day of the go live, it will give you the detailed information, how to do the transactions, how to create the users, how to navigate the registry, everything, as well as some frequently asked questions that could be related to your account login issue or like how if you're facing an issue with the transaction and all. So yeah, now moving to the next tab, which is the accounts tab. So this tab will show the information of your account. I'm just double click on it. It will basically show the information of your account. That is your program, account type, classification, organization details, account manager, billing contact, and the users associated with your account. And if there is any sub account, then it will be listed here as well. You also have the option to, from this page, you also have the option to export. If you want to export the users that are associated with your account, you can just click on the export. And you can also, there is filtration as well on columns. You can select, unselect as per your requirement, as well as apply filters. Now, moving to the next tab, which is the issuance tab. So on the issuance tab, this is where you can view the status and detailed information about the issuances that is linked to your account. So if you see this arrow, if you click on it, it will expand and it will show you all the fields like the monitoring start date, monitoring end date, vintage start date, end date, the issued quantity, buffer quantity, adjustment reserve quantity. And on this tab as well, issuances, you have the option to export the file into Excel as well as in the CSV file. And in the right side, if you see the column, so there are multiple columns. You can select and unselect. You can customize as per your requirement. Like if you want to remove the requested date, then you can remove the issuance requested date. If you want to remove the status, you can do that. Also, you can apply the filters. So if you want to see the issuances for any particular project, let's suppose you have multiple projects in your account, so you can search by the project name as well from here, as well as on this page as well, like on top. Let me just show you. So here you can write the project name, and on this, I'm just scrolling, and you can scroll to the right. Yeah, project. I'm sorry, yeah, project title is here as well. So you can search, you can just put the name of the project and it will give you the detail of that particular project issuance. As well as if you have multiple accounts, suppose if you have sub accounts, so you can search from here as well. Similarly with the quantity, or if you want to, so all these fields are, you can apply filters on the all the fields as well as on the column. You can select and unselect. Now, moving to the next tab, which is the unit tab. So unit tab is basically your portfolio management screen. So here on the unit tab, you will see all your active credits, retired credits, cancelled, as well as if there is any credits that are for the pending transfer participant or pending transfer program. So you can see all the units here. You can, for units as well, you can apply the filter. Suppose if you want to just see the active units, just apply the filter for the active, and it will show you all the active units that are available in your account. Similarly, so every unit has a unique serialization, as you can see. And similar to the other tabs, this tab also have the functionality to apply filters, to search by the project title or project type or by the vintage. So you have this option as well. It comes very handy. Suppose you have multiple projects, so you can just put the project name and then it will give you the details of that particular project units. Second tab is pending transfer incoming. Suppose you have any transfer that is available in your account and you have to accept those transfers. So that will show under pending transfer incoming. We don't have in this since it's a test environment. So I'll move to the next tab, which is the pending transfer outgoing. So this will show you the transfers. So the units that you have transferred to other account. So it will show you the details here, pending transfer participant, which means that you transfer the unit to this account, which is the destination account is corporate end users, and the status for these units is pending transfer participant. Now, from the unit tab itself, you can initiate the transactions like transfer, retirements, and cancellation. So let's take a look at how to initiate a new transfer. So to initiate a new transfer, on the top, you see manage units. Just click on the manage units. It has three options: transfer, retirement, cancellation. So we'll first see how to initiate a new transfer. Click on the transfer. In the transfer, there are two options. One is the intra transfer. Intra transfer is basically if you're transferring the unit from your primary account to sub account. And inter transfer if you are transferring your unit to other account holder in the registry. Suppose I'm logged in as a project developer admin. So if you want project developer want to transfer the units to corporate end user or to traders or to retail aggregators, they'll be using this inter transfer option. So now let's take a look at the inter transfer process. So I've selected inter transfer, then click on confirm. Now select units. Now here you will see all the active units that you have in your account. So to begin now, just click on the units that you want to transfer. click next. Now on the next screen, you'll see the transfer details, the account name, project name, vintage, unique serialization, number of units, and the units type. Now you have to type the transfer quantity, the how many units you want to transfer. So I'm just transferring 30. And also, let's suppose if you put the number more than the available, more than the active units, it will give you the error message as well. The transfer quantity cannot be more than available units. So it should be within the range. So I'm just transferring 50 units. Price per unit, this is an optional field. If you want to put the price, you can, but this is as per you. Now click on the next. Next is the select destination account. So this is the unique ID that you will get from the participant to whom you are transferring the units. So every account has unique ID. This is something you can ask from. Suppose you're transferring the units to the corporate end user. So you can ask their unique ID. So I know the unique ID for one account. So you put the account ID, then click on check account found. Suppose if you put the wrong ID or if then it will give you the error message, the account not found. One second. Account not found. So always make sure you get the right account ID from the participant. Now click next. Now here is the next is the summary page. Now you can review the transfer details, project name, vintage, serial number, the quantity, destination. If you still see if there is any mistake or something, then you still have the option to edit. So if I click on the edit, it will take you back to the unit page. So you can again amend the number of units. So suppose I'm just putting next, it will take you to the again to the destination account and then next. Also, if you feel like the destination account ID is incorrect or you want to transfer to some other participant, then again, you can click on edit and it will take you back to the select destination account. All right. So everything looks good. If then you just click on the confirm. All right. So the moment you submit the transfer, you will also receive the email. This is the email that dear GCC project developer admin, you have submitted the transfers. These are your transfer details and the transfer status. So once you submit the transfers at this point, your status of the units will update to pending transfer program, which means that it is with the GCC team. They will review the transfer request. So the user will receive the email as well as the GCC team will receive the email that there is a transfer which needs your approval. All right. So once the program team reviews and approve the transfer, the status of those units will change as a pending transfer participants. So which means the participant, that is, suppose I transfer the unit to the corporate end user. Now the units are with the participant. They need to log into their account and accept the transfer. So I will just quickly now log in as a corporate end user and will show you how to accept the incoming transfer. All right, I've logged in as a corporate end user. The landing page is same. You'll see the dashboard, and if there is any pending transfer, they'll see the pending transfer here. If click on the view more, then it will take you to the units page where you can see all the pending transfers that are incoming. Let's refresh. All right. So I will now click on any of the transfer. And if you see at the bottom, there are two options, accept and reject. So now I will accept the transfer as a participant. I'll do by going to the unit, my unit tab. So since it's a testing platform, so we have a lot of entries here. So I will just pending transfer participant. I'll just apply filter here. Double click on this. So if you double click on this, you will see the transfer details, the start date, end date, holding quantity, and the issued quantity, everything here on the transfer detail page. Again, I'm going to the pending transfer incoming, accept any of the transfer. I think I'm facing some, just allow me a moment, please. Okay, transfer approve. Now, once the transfer is approved, the status of the units will change to active. And now the corporate end user can see those units as active in his account, right? And also they will receive an email as well. So I'll show you the email. So this is the email they will receive once they corporate end user will receive once they have the units in their account, that you have a new transfer request pending review and the transfer status pending transfer participant. And once the participant accept the units, then the project developer as well as the participant receive the units. Project developer will receive this email that the following transfer has been successfully accepted by the participant. Transfer status active. So this is how the transfer process works. Now, so we have other scenarios. Suppose the transfer is rejected by the program in case. The units will then automatically be revert to the active in the project developer account. And project developer will receive an email of the rejection as well. I'll show you the email notification. So this is how the project developer will receive the email that the following transfer has been rejected in the GCC, and the transfer status will change to the active. From pending transfer program to the unit status will be active. All right. And in case the suppose program approves the transfer, then it goes to the participant. But in case the participant reject the transfer, then again the status of those units will be changed to active, and it will be shown active in the project developer account. And similarly, project developer will receive the email notification that this transfer has been rejected, and units will be active in your account. Okay, now let's move to the retirement process. So for retirement process is the same. You go to the manage units, click on the retirement. This will show the units which are active. Click next. Now again on the retirement, you see the retirement details, the account name, project name, vintage, serialization of the unit, number of units, and then put the quantity that you want to retire. You have the option if you want to display the account name on the retirement or not. You can toggle between this. Now click on next. Next is the beneficiary owner details you have to fill in. The name of the beneficiary, the domicile of the beneficiary owner, and the purpose of requirements. You have the 4 options to select from the purpose of requirement, and if there is any comment you want to add. If everything looks good, then click next. This is the summary page. You can review the retirement details, project name, vintage, account name, retirement certification is checked, beneficiary owner details, and everything. Now, if you want to again edit any information, then click on this. It will take you back to the retirement details page. And if you want to change the details of the beneficiary owner, then you can click on the edit. It will again take you back to this screen. So next, so everything looks good to me. So I'll just click on confirm. Now, once you confirm, the status of these units will change to pending retirement program. So this stage, the program team will review the retirement request. That is, the GCC team will review the retirement request. So I just done this retirement, and it shows this. You can see the status is pending retirement program. I'll just double click on it. Yeah, so you see the status is now changed to pending retirement program. So now the program team will have the option to either accept or reject the retirement. All right, so I will just quickly accept the units from the backend and then show you the status will change to the retirement. So once the program team reviews and approve the retirement, then the units will automatically be updated to retired. I can show you the example here, the retired units. So yeah. So the corporate end user or the user who just initiated the retirement, and once it is accepted by the program, the status will change to retired. Now, if you want to see the retirement details, then like I double clicked on the units on that particular unit, this will open and you have the option to download the retirement certificate from this window. So to download the retirement certificate, go to the retirement, and on the blue here you will see download certificate. So once you click on this download button, the certificate will open. Oops. I think all right. So this is how the retirement certificate looks like. Right. Now the next other scenario is in case if the retirement is cancelled by the program, you initiated the retirement but program cancelled, then in that the status of those units will again change to active, and the participant or the user will be informed by the email that okay, the retirement has been cancelled by the program. So for retirement, this is how the email looks like once you submit the retirement. Once the so I was logged in as a corporate end user admin. So this will you will receive an email that, okay, you initiated the retirement and now the status is pending retirement program. That means your units, you have initiated the retirement. It is with the program to review. And as well as the program team also receive an email that this retirement was submitted by the participant. This is the retirement details. So program will review and accordingly they will approve or reject the retirement. So once they approve the retirement, so this is how the email notification looks like. Email will go to the user that, okay, your retirement is accepted and now the status is changed to retired. Right. And in case if the program reject the retirement, then the user will receive this email that dear user, that your retirement has been rejected in the GCC and the retirement status is rejected.
Rashi, I think
Yeah.
there are. Let's take a little bit of break here
Yeah.
before you can continue. There are some questions that have been raised here.
Sure.
So I would, if you can click on the Q&A icon on the top, so you can see there are a few questions here. I think that in the chat window there were some questions, but I think that been responded. But there are a few questions here. I'd like to especially ask you a question raised by Mr. Edwin Elders. So yeah.
As you have multiple account ID, would you actually be able to see who the account ID is so that you can check that you have indeed transferred the right account and not accidentally? Yes. Yeah. So once you go to your accounts, you can see the unique ID of your account, which is this one. Since it's a test environment, so it's just showing the 3-digit, but you will have a unique ID for your account. So you can double check from here and then you can share with the sender.
Yeah. Shalini, you have the floor.
I think the question is that if the user, like if the if the seller has multiple account IDs, how can he be sure that he's transferring to the right account? Is there any way to validate that?
When you say, Shalini, multiple account ID, you mean the sub account, the primary account IDs?
No, if he has multiple IDs that he needs to transfer credits to, let's say he has 4, 5 IDs. I think the question is that, but then yes.
So they can click on the check account ID.
Can you show the demo how it will work? Yeah. It might be good for many of the stakeholders to understand the process.
Yes.
Sure. So once you initiate the transfer, so here, like once you put the account ID, you have the option to check the account if it is
So-
valid or invalid ID.
Yeah. No, I think this is about if there are multiple accounts, for example. Actually, I think you can only transfer to one account at a time, right? If you have to transfer to another account, then you have to again log in. Is that right,
Again, yes,
Rashi?
that's right. Yes.
So,
You can transfer
yeah,
the units one at a
I
time
think,
here to
yeah,
one account.
I think it's like, okay. So, first of all, I think there is an account ID, and within the accounts, there are projects, right? That also has IDs. And separately, there's also, a submission number corresponding to any GCC project. So all of them are linked together. Corresponding to S00, let's say 425, there is an account number, about 12-digit number here, which is very unique. So that this is a project, there is an account number linked to it, which is in the registry. And then on that registry, there is also an account number, project number, account number, and submission number. They're all correlated. You can, to the public registry, you can look at S00 number, You can also look at the project number, so you can actually know that they are belonging to the same project. They're the same thing. Also, the emails that you receive will contain information on S00 number, so you can track it down from there. But account number is very unique, right? So
Yes, right.
you have to be very careful. You have to check 100 times before you type the account number here. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If the account ID is invalid, the system will give you the message that account is invalid. So user just need to put the account ID and system will confirm if the account is valid or not. And yes, to your point, yes, only transfer to one account is allowed at one time.
Rashi, can you
Initiate.
go to any of the project right now and click the details on that?
You mean on the issuance tab?
Yeah, ensures.
Yeah.
Go to
Sure.
any of the project with the details.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Here it is, Amit.
Yes. So just click on any of the project or any of the issuances, so that we get the details about
Yeah.
this
Sure.
whole, yeah. Okay. So okay.
This
So
is the
yeah.
issuance detail
Yes,
page. Yeah.
about the project from which this issues. So on the top of this, we have the project ID here. If you can go in the details of this particular project, can we get the details of this particular project? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so we have S0 the number in this one also, right? Submission number, project submission
So
number
project submission number is on the public view page.
is on the public view page. Can you show the public
Yes.
view page? Yeah, it might be helpful.
Yeah, sure. So this is the public view page for GCC.
Yeah.
So under the registered project, there's a unique public submission number here.
Yeah. So we have
Second field.
project submission number. So yes, and then
We
there
have
is
multiple
also project
fields here.
title. Yeah.
Project type,
Yes,
owner,
and then
validator.
yeah. So the internal number is also there, right? Internal project number from S&P registry is also there, right?
No, I mean just the project submission number that is from the
If you
GCC.
click on this
Yeah,
project, you will get the details, right? So we know this
right.
is a submission number, and on the top we'll find the internal
Yeah,
project registration number. So they are
this is the number
interrelated,
you're
right?
talking.
And we get to know it's the same project, right? And it's the same
Right.
project ID as well as the same submission number. Okay, I think yeah, of course, the experience could be much better improved. We can have S00 number, submission number together with the internal S&P number that will help projects to identify. And also, if we have the account name, that might also, or the project name, that can also be helpful in double checking that they are not doing anything wrong. But there are checks and balances, because as you click it, it has a number of steps. So it'll come to you'll get an email. You get to know what you have actually done, and then it'll also get to us. We're also going to be double checking, and after that we're going to raise the invoice. So we also have to be sure about this. And when it's going to back to when we approve it, for example, if we also do a mistake, for example, of it'll never happen. But in case it happens, the acceptor who buys it also gets the details, and he can accept. He can know whether or not he's getting the right thing or not, buying the right thing or not. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think for your question, Edwin Elders. I think there's also One more question from Mr. Kulkarni. Is there any provision on MFA and application-based UI? Can you please explain what is MFA and application? Yeah. What is your exact question? You can open your microphone, or you can type here in the comment. Mr. Kulkarni, are you there? I can't see. Anyway, you can email to us and then we can.
Hi,
Yeah.
hello everyone. Yeah, Cost this side. I've written the comment over there. By MFA, I was referring to multi-factor authorization. Sorry.
Multi-factor authentication, right?
Right.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
all the accounts will have the MFA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any application available for ease of use. Although that is
Yes.
a very cross thing, but still if it is available.
I'm sorry.
If we can use it on an application-based mode or something like that, that will be
You
useful.
mean to say the app, right? App on your mobile?
Yes.
No, you have to use in the link only
Browser.
on the
All
website.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I think there is one more question probably on the other chat window. So it's from Janet Energy. During check account, it would be better that the portal shows the details like name extra along with POP as valid account. So the purpose of the portal is to, handle the projects till the steering committee issues the credits. The transactions are handled on a different platform, right? So therefore, the accounts with regard to that would be there. Of course, you had this account focal point two. It will be there in the letter of authorization. So whatever is there in the letter of authorization, they are only authorized to open the account. So that will be double checked, and you can also double check that as well. So it can never happen that, a different account is opened. Of course, the transactions that happen there through an API, that information gets back into the projects portal, but it gets stored in the database. It's not for public use, but the data is always backed up in our projects portal. There's one more question from Mamit. Hi, could you please clarify what the implementation date refers to in paragraph 151 of GCC 2.0 program process? For example, in case of capacity increase, is the commissioning date or investment decision date that counts as implementation? Um, at this point in time, I think it's a very specific question with regard to the requirements, and the focus is on, and we have a limited time, is on project portal. I will suggest you to please write an email to us, and then we'll be able to respond to it. I don't know, Shabindu, did you respond to this one?
Yeah, I responded. It's
Okay,
the date of
okay,
the implementation that's
okay,
went into operations.
okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Rashi, maybe you can continue this.
Yep, sure. Okay, all right. So we have covered the transfer and retirement. Now the next is the cancellation. So for cancellation, can go to the manage units, click on the cancellation. This is a new feature in the registry, cancellation. So it will show all the active units that you have. Select the unit that you wish to cancel. Click next. Now comes the cancellation detail page. Will show all the details, your account, project, vintage, serial number. Now just put the units that you wish to cancel. Next is the acquiring country. Then the purpose of cancellation. So there are 5 purposes that are listed. If apart from this, there is any other purpose, then click on the other purpose. So I'm just selecting on this display account name. Again, you can toggle if you want to display the account name on the cancellation or not. Click next. Now, so here the comment section is mandatory. You have to put the reason why you are canceling the units in detail. Although you selected the purpose of cancellation, but here you have to put the reason for if you have to put any comment for this. So, and it will give you the message as well. Cancellation is not a retirement, or you want to cancel your units. It will give you the disclaimer. So this action cannot be undone. Once units are cancelled, you cannot change the further status, or you cannot bring those units back to your account, right? So I'm just putting
So the difference between the
Yeah.
cancellation and retirement is if you're canceling some of the units for the purpose of transferring it to another registry, so you can generate a cancellation certificate, give a cancellation certificate to the buyer, whosoever is interested, and if they have a registry like Singapore, for example, government of Singapore, they can issue credits in lieu of the cancelled certificates because the cancelled units will be removed completely from the registry. And retirement is basically if you have to do the carbon neutrality for a particular, let's say, event or something, those particular units would be retired and they will be permanently removed. So they cannot be generated in any other registry. That's the difference between the cancellation and the retirement. Okay,
All right.
go ahead, Sheldon. Go
Yeah.
ahead here.
Yeah. Just review the summary, and if everything looks good, click on confirm. Now, once you click on the confirm, the status of those units will change to pending cancellation program. That is again, which means this is with the program team, with the GCC team to review the cancellation request. So I clicked here, and if you can see from the status, I'll just expand this column. Pending cancellation program, right? So now program team will review the cancellation request. And similarly for this as well, like I showed you in the retirement transfers, for this as well, once you submit, the user will receive an email. So this is how the cancellation email looks like. That dear user, your cancellation has been submitted, cancellation detail, and the cancellation status is pending cancellation program. Similarly, program team will also be informed via email that you have the cancellation
Rashi,
request.
can you show the email again, please?
Yeah, sure.
So I think for the sake of and the benefit of the viewers here, just show the email. Yeah.
This is the email, yeah.
So yeah, I think for these cancelled units, you can also see the quantity, but also the serial number. And if you can
Right.
read the serial number, the first one is the GCC program. They are the AGCs, and then you have the account number here. They should match up with the account number of the project, right? That you looked at, 12-digit number. I think 12-digit number, 12 or 13-digit number. And then this is the next is the vintage start and vintage end, mountain period start date and the units number from this here to here. SPG is S&P Global. So you can also verify whether or not is this project because the project ID is also reflected in the serial number, so it can help you track down all this. And if you also look at, I think the S00 number is also reflected at many times in case of certain things. You can also see certificates and also labels and project submission number, so you can completely track down the whole thing. Okay, thanks, Rashi.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, like I mentioned, program team will also review or will receive an email that you have a cancellation request from this participant. So once the program team approve the cancellation, the status of those unit will be changed to cancelled. So I'll just, I've already approved the units from the backend. So here you will see the status of the units has changed to cancelled, and you can see those in your account under my unit section. You can double click on it, and top you will see the cancelled status is cancelled. And similarly, simultaneously, you will receive an email as well that unit are cancelled, cancellation stated cancelled. This is the email that the user will receive who initiated the cancellation. All right. So in case if the program teams cancel the request, then the user will receive an email that the cancellation has been rejected by the program team. So this is how the cancellation rejected email looks like. User, the program, the cancellation status rejected, and the status of those unit will be again changed to the active in your account. So this is how the cancellation rejected email looks like. All right, so we have covered the retirement, cancellation, and the transfer process. Any questions on this? If not, then I'll move on to the next tabs.
You can move on, yes.
All right, okay. So the next tab is the report tab. So under report tab, you see two options. One is the My Reports, other is the Public Reports. So My Reports, This tab will show you the information related to your account. Yep. So under my report, you can see the accounts. Suppose if you have primary as well as sub account, then you will see all the account listed here. The holdings that you have in your account. And you also have the option to export these reports. So if you want to export the report for the holdings, you have the option on the right side, export. And again, report is customizable. You can select and unselect as per see. You have so many fields here. Your project submission number is there, vintage, serial number, verifier, host country, everything. You have a lot of options here. So you can select and unselect as per your choice, and then accordingly you can export the report. Similarly, you can filter as well. You can filter by the project. If you have multiple projects in your account, just put the project name, then it will show you the holdings for that particular project. With the project submission number is unique, so you can put a search with the project submission number. Then we have transfers. Again, you can export this report. This contains all the transfers. Then the retirements. See, this is also customizable report and have the export functionality. Apply the filters. Then also from 3 dots, you can put this in as in ascending or descending order, or you can reset the columns from here as well. If you click on here, you can apply the filter, and if you can search from here as well, from the search box. These are the search boxes. Then cancellation.
Just one
Yeah.
thing, I think whatever data you see on this platform, the project data and the issuance data is directly coming through an API into this registry. So it's completely replicated. So there will never be inconsistency between the project portal and this interface. The only additional data with regard to any transactions, if you do, or transfers or retirement cancellations, that will be this interface will be primary source of looking at those, those transactions. However, we are through an reverse API, it's going back into the project portal, but project portal will not be able to display it publicly. So it will be displayed. So our website at any point in time, you will be in the same single website that you have for the project portal 2.0. There will be a tab that will be created that will reflect all the public reports with regard to issuance, transfers, holdings, retirement cancellations onto that one. So that will be a public view of the whole thing.
Okay.
That's
Also,
very
you
good.
yeah, on the you
Go ahead.
also I miss adding one thing. You also have the option to shuffle the columns. So suppose in your report you want serial number first, you can shuffle these columns as per your requirement. This is another great functionality. Yeah. Now, next is the unit summary. Now, this tab will give you the summary of all the units: active units, retired unit, cancelled unit. If you want the holistic report, you can just download the report from here. And again, you can shuffle the columns, you can apply the filters, you can select and unselect the columns. Yeah. Now, next is the public report. So public report tab will show all the public information available in the registry for GCC. You can export the public report from here, and also to see the public data, this is the public link for GCC. Okay, sure. The data which is publicly available, the accounts, the projects, issuances, holdings, retirements, and the cancellation. From here, you can export the public data, the accounts, registered project, issuances, holdings, and like just similar to the my reports, on public reports as well, you have the option to apply filters. And if you can see, there are a lot of fields that are publicly available.
I think
And if
just one thing,
yeah,
I think on this
yeah,
public view, but also in the registry, also in the portal, This is completely compliant with Article 6.2, compliant with CORSIA Phase 1, Phase 2, pilot phase and Phase 1, but also with CCP label of ICVCM and other voluntary labels. So, of course, we have the functionality, but for ICVCM, we'll allow it once we have the approval from the ICVCM. Our application is under the process. But I think the key thing here is that you can see the amount of credits that are issued, the amount of that are also in hold date or transfer or retired, but also what is the deductions in different deduction accounts like corresponding adjustment reserve account, how much or for that particular project, but also how much is the buffer reductions because of reversals in nature-based solutions, or let's say, for example, in the technological removal projects like CCS and so on and so forth, but also how much OMG percentage has been deducted from this particular project. So I think for all your account, you would get a detailed, I would say, kind of a statement in trying to find out why those deductions are there, how much is totally accumulated, and so on. So you have full control, and you are actually using the fully compliant, the best available registry that's currently available at this point in time, that complies with all the requirements of CORSIA, ICVCM Article 6.2, but also for all other voluntary purposes. Shall I? Yes, Rashi, you can continue.
Yeah. So you can export, like you can select, unselect. See, there are a lot of columns available here. Then similarly in the issuance tab, holdings, retirement, cancellation. So this is all about the public reports. Yep. Now moving to the next, which is the users. So I've logged in as an admin user. So as an admin has the right to, admin can create up to 10 users in one account. So to create a new user, so first on the users tab, you will see all the users that are associated with this particular account. So to create a new users, and you can see the MFA is there as well. If MFA is enabled, yes or no. To create a new user, just click on the new user. Just fill the details. And now you have the option to select roles. So in the new registry, you have 3 roles. One is the account administrator. Account administrator is basically one who accepts the registry terms and conditions on behalf of the organization. They also have the administrative rights, like to add or remove the users to this particular account. The next role is the account contributor. So account contributor is the user which is added by the account admin. They can do the transactional activities, like they can do the transfer, retirements, cancellation. However, they cannot add or remove any users in the account. And the next is the account reader. So account reader is someone who has only read-only rights to the account. They cannot make any changes in the account. They can just view the information, right? So once you create the user and select the role, then you will see the number of accounts. Suppose you have 4 accounts, like including sub accounts, then you can assign the accounts to the user. So to assign the account, you have the option here to toggle this. If you have multiple accounts, then it will show you, and you can assign one user multiple accounts, right? So this is how the user creation works. Also, so user also, the admin also have the right to deactivate the user. Suppose they already have 10 users in the account. Now the account admin want to set up the another user. So in that case, they have to first deactivate the one users, and then they can create the new user. So how to deactivate the user? So just click on any of the user that you want to remove from the registry, deactivate. This is the user detail. Okay, they have accepted terms and condition, activity log, it will show. And then on the apply action, there's a option called deactivate. So once you click on this, just put the comment why you are deactivating the user. The status will change to inactive. See, and now you have the option to create another user. So this is how the user creation and the deactivation works. Now, the last is the activity log. So to see the activity log, uh, you see here the three lines next to your account name, next to the standard activity log. So activity log, it's a very, this is a tool. It allows you to get the comprehensive record of your account, means the activities that are performed by the users in your account. That could be any approval, submissions, or deletion, user creation, anything. So this comes very handy.
Rashi,
Yeah.
I think yeah, we know this about
Mhm.
activity log. I think it will also in the
Okay.
manual because we're conscious of time, and then we
Right.
also want to spend few minutes for at least any questions if there are any. So I would now request the
Yeah.
floor to be open. If there are any questions,
Sure.
please raise your electronic hand,
Sure.
or if you want, you can type it in your chat box or Q&A box. I don't see any hands, but if you have any questions, I think you can also write to us on operations@globalcarbon.council.com, and then we'll be able to assist you. Um, okay, but if there is any feedback on the demo of the registry, the look and feel, or the functionality, or if there's anything that could be improved, I think that will be good also. If you have such feedback, you can send it to us. But if you want to send it to us by email, that will be good. We'll internally consider it and also discuss with S&P Global about this. So. Okay, I really do not see any hands or any intervention that's requested. So with this, I would like to thank all the speakers, thank SNB Global team, Rashi, for spending quite a long time on giving a very detailed demo of this registry. Apart from my colleagues Shalini and Shibindu, and would also like to thank all the participants for the time that they spent together with us today. So with this, I would like to thank you and wish you a good, a good day for the rest of the evening. Thank you very much, and as I said, the presentations would be publicly available. It will this recording would also be available for you to refer. But if you want, if you face difficulties in accessing the account or using the account, you can request us for a demo. We'll be able to assist you with a personalized demo of how to use the registry. You'll have to write to GCC operations, and then we'll get S&P Global team together with us to give you the demo. So with this, thank you very much, and thanks everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you all.